Introduction to Literature. The Legend of Malin Kundang. Presentation by INTAN NURAINI. A1M224097. Introduction. Stories are a form of cultural expression that originate from society and develop from generation to generation. There are various types of stories, such as folktales, which function as media representing social and cultural values. Folktales are often conveyed orally and include themes that are relevant to people's lives and contain moral messages that can educate the younger generation. Meanwhile, fiction stories are imaginative literary works created by authors to convey ideas or feelings to their readers. In fiction, authors depict interrelated characters, events, and settings, creating an immersive narrative experience. Story. Malin Kundang is a folktale from West Sumatra about a rebellious child. Malin, who migrated and became rich, refused to recognize his poor mother when he returned to his hometown. He felt embarrassed and pushed his mother, who then cursed him to become a stone. On his way home, Malin's ship was hit by a storm, and he turned into stone as punishment for his treatment of his mother. This story teaches the importance of respecting parents and not forgetting our origins. Story of The Legend of Malin Kundang. Malin Kundang is a famous story from Indonesia. It's about a boy who leaves his poor village to find a better life. A long time ago, in a small village near the beach in West Sumatra lived a woman and her son Malin Kundang. Malin Kundang and his mother had to live hard because his father had passed away when he was a baby. Malin Kundang was a healthy, diligent, and strong boy. He usually went to sea to catch fish. After getting fish, he would bring it to his mother, or sell the caught fish in the town. One day when Malin Kundang was sailing, he saw a merchant ship being raided by a band of pirates. With his bravery, Malin Kundang helped the merchant defeat the pirates. To thank him, the merchant allowed Malin Kundang to sail with him. Malin Kundang agreed in the hope to get a better life. He left his mother alone. Many years later, Malin Kundang became wealthy. He had a huge ship and a lot of crews who worked loading trading goods. He was also married to a beautiful woman. When he was sailing on his trading journey, his ship landed on a coast near a small village. The local people recognized that it was Malin Kundang, a boy from the area. The news ran fast in the town. Malin Kundang has become rich and now he is here. An old woman, who was Malin Kundang's mother, ran to the beach to meet the new rich merchant. She wanted to hug him to release her sadness of being lonely after a long time. When his mother came near him, Malin Kundang, who was with his beautiful wife and his ship crews, denied that she was his mother. She had pleaded Malin Kundang to look at her and admit that she was her mother, but he kept refusing to do it and yelling at her. At last Malin Kundang said to her, "Enough, old woman. I have never had a mother like you, a dirty and ugly woman." After that he ordered his crews to set sail to leave the old woman, who was then full of sadness and anger. Finally, feeling enraged, she cursed Malin Kundang that he would turn into a stone if he didn't apologize to her. Malin Kundang just laughed and set sail. Suddenly a thunderstorm came in the quiet sea, wrecking his huge ship. He was thrown out to a small island. It was really too late for him to avoid his curse. He had turned into a stone. And a session. 1. Why was Malin embarrassed to acknowledge his mother after he returned to the village? Answer. Malin was embarrassed because her mother was poor and wore olden. 2. What did Malin do after he became rich? Answer. Thanks to his persistence in working, he succeeded in becoming a merchant who owned many merchant ships and subordinates. After becoming rich, Malin Kundang married. Many years later, Malin Kundang and his wife went on a voyage and landed in their homeland. Dirty clothes. 3. What traits can we imitate from Malin apart from his bad traits? Answer. A characteristic that can be imitated is his tenacity to change his fate and migrate or sail. Imagine you are Malin's mother. How would you feel if your son rejected you? What would you say to him? Answer. If I were Malin's mother, I would feel very sad because she was the only child she raised from childhood, but when she became successful as a 5. What do you think happened to Malin after he turned to stone? What do you think he learned from his experience? Answer. Malin Kundang became a stone as a form of retribution for his disobedient attitude towards his mother. The lesson we can take is not to be arrogant when we already have everything, and also never to be disobedient to our parents. She didn't recognize her as her mother.